Hi, my name is Lynn Crew, and I'm an upper school science teacher at CI and the co-chair of the Sustainability Committee.
My name is Aaron Miller, and I'm an upper school and middle school science teacher at Chadwick International. I'm also an advisor for the club, the IUCN club.
Hi, I'm Ms. Stewart, and I am the MYP Individuals and Societies teacher for grade 7 and grade 8, and I'm also the sponsor for the Global Issues Network, or GIN, club that we run in middle school.
Hi, my name is Sophie Cho. I am a grade student and I am a member of the GIN club in middle school.
Hi, my name is Jian Ryu and I'm a senior at Chadwick International School. I'm a member of Students of Sustainability, or SOS, and I'm here to represent the members.
So the mission of the committee is to examine and change practices of the school where appropriate to make our operations more sustainable, and also to bring sustainability and that lens of viewing the world through that perspective, or from that perspective, into the classrooms so that it becomes part of what students are considering as they analyze decisions.
So the IUCN is a world governing body, a nonprofit body that every 4 years hosts a large environmental conference, the largest in the world, and they're looking at working with politicians and scientists and other nonprofits and governmental agencies to preserve natural spaces. I'm the advisor for the club, and I help sort of mediate problems within the club, help make connections to the outside world through local NGOs or global NGOs that we are working with, and I help make connections with the administrators and with our facilities and finance, and so I'm sort of the central person, for the go-to person for the club.
Global Issues Network is an international organization that's designed to allow students the opportunity to learn more about global issues and to provide them the platform and the skills in order to sort of become empowered to make those changes necessary within their own community. So it really kind of takes the motto of think global, act local, and this club is set up in a way that allows the Chadwick International student to be able to do exactly that.
So in the MS-GIN club, the students get to take action by themselves by thinking of what the problem is in the local area and how they can solve it through what they do in school and out of campus.
Here at CI, students from the village school all the way through the upper school have the opportunity to work out in our garden, and the purpose of the club is many things. One, to connect kids with where their food comes from, and to help especially the younger ones realize that food just doesn't come from the grocery store, it comes from the ground. So getting that connection, working in a little bit of science, of course, into how seeds grow and what plants need.
SOS is an environmental club at Chadwick International, and our aim is to raise awareness of environmental issues such as climate change and energy use, and to collaboratively make our school community more sustainable.
The projects that we are working on or have accomplished in the Sustainability Committee, right now we're really looking at printer usage and paper usage across the school, and we're investigating how to reduce the use of paper here.
Well, we have recently were accepted to present a poster at the IUCN World Conservation Congress in Hawaii next September. Students helped work with me to analyze the data that we've been collecting, in that we're trying to look at the effects of the local songdo reclamation on shorebird populations, some of them which are critically endangered, and the water quality on the local ecosystems. And so we're finishing up our poster looking at this reclamation issue from an economic standpoint, a political standpoint, a social standpoint, and a scientific standpoint. And we'll be presenting those results in September at the IUCN World Congress.
Issues, and we have two different groups, one that works on peace and security, and the group that Sophie heads up is the environmental group, and within that, students have to delegate the responsibilities, but they also have an opportunity to rise to leadership. And so out of that, we've got within both of the groups within GEN, we have Sophie, who heads up along with, she co-chairs along with Dylan Koo. And so they've taken on the role of sharing the responsibility of keeping that group on track and keeping up with the minutes and reporting to me how things are going. Are you guys ready? So it gives them a chance to exercise leadership.
We are going to a conference in Shanghai, and we're preparing for a workshop that we will present to the other people who come from many international schools. And we've worked on researching about the global issue, deforestation, and making plans to document the process.
So the garden has expanded every year. We've used the rototiller to create more bed space and increase our food production. We every year have the second graders incubate eggs, and when those eggs hatch into chickens and mature, we butcher them. And this year my students helped butcher and pluck and clean, and those chickens are in the freezer right now, but when the garden is producing food, we will have a garden lunch, and all of the food at that lunch, or the majority of the food at that lunch, comes from the garden. So there's usually some kind of chicken stew or barbecued chicken. There's something made with eggs from the garden, and usually some of the greens, and that happens around May. And it's just
as a result of SOS run events and campaigns, Chadwick International has made many sustainability-oriented improvements, such as decreasing paper, water, and electricity use. For example, we have been hosting an annual week-long school-wide awareness-raising event called Earth Week. And during the event, we promote sustainable practices such as using public transportation, bringing reusable bottles, and reducing food waste.
In every deliberation, we must consider the impact on the seventh generation, even if it requires having skin as thick as pine bark.
Earth provides enough for every man's needs, but not every man's greed.
The earth is what we all have in common.
Earth is not something we inherited from our ancestors. It is something that we borrowed from our children.